Hello my students, hope you all are fine. My students, today we are here to start our second unit syllabus, and the chapter that we will talk about today is chapter 9, British policies and their impacts, page number 86. Before coming of the British, Indian economy was largely a rural economy. The villagers were self-sufficient. Agriculture was the chief source of livelihood. In spite of that, handicraft industries were also developed. The villagers were linked with the government by paying the annual payment of revenue. The revenue was collected mainly in kind and sometimes in cash. The revenue was collected directly by the tax officials of the ruler or indirectly by the zamindars. But the zamindars were not the landowners. They collected the tax on behalf of the rulers. These zamindars, they kept a portion of this revenue as their commission and deposited the rest in the royal treasury. So this was the traditional method for collecting revenues. Now in 1765 the British Company acquired the Diwani. By the Treaty of Allahabad, the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II granted the English East India Company the right to collect revenue from Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. The British made certain changes in the revenue system. They fixed the revenue at a higher rate and collected the payments in cash only. Since the revenues were to be paid in cash, the peasants began to grow cash crops like jute, cotton, sugarcane instead of fruit crops like wheat and rice. This led to shortage of food supplies and semi-starvation conditions. People had to suffer badly because of the company imposed high revenue and in the hands of the dishonest revenue collectors. Then came the Great Famine of 1770, turning Bengal into a barren desert. The revenue was used to cover military and administrative costs, finance trading activities and to purchase raw materials. The company did not spend any money on the general welfare of those who paid the revenue. After becoming the governor in 1772, Warren Hastings assumed the direct responsibility of collecting the rent revenue. A committee of circuit was formed for this purpose, which toured districts and gave land to the highest bidding ijaradas for 5 years. Since problems cropped up in these 5-year arrangements, Hastings introduced the one-year system in 1777, by which every year land was distributed to the highest bidder. These too proved unsatisfactory for the people. Land revenue reforms thus became absolutely essential.